October 7 did not happen because oppression. Oh my God. There was no occupation in Gaza. And they were not oppressed. I know people in Gaza who said before October 7, we lived a very good life. Yes, not the perfect life, but it was fairly decent. They were not oppressed. And now look at Gaza. Gaza is destroyed. Who to blame? Israel? Absolutely not. Hamas. Only Hamas. Israel believes in humanity, believes in human achievements, believes in prosperity, believes in thriving the region, believes in giving back, fixing the world. Tikon Ulam. Israel believes. Hamas doesn't believe in that. Radical Islam doesn't believe in that. Radical Islam is a problem. No one wants radical Islam. Moderate Islam is the Islam that we believe connects us to God and makes us good human beings. And I'm a proud Muslim, but not radical Islamist. So radical Islamists, they want to take over Europe. They want to change people's minds and hearts by force, and they want to subjugate people. You know what subjugate? They want people to live according to their own way of thinking. If you don't live according to their own way of thinking, even if you are a Muslim, if they don't feel they don't have power over you, if they believe they don't have power over you, they will subjugate you and you will live like a slave, even if you are a Muslim. So imagine if you're Jewish or Christian. It would be worse. When people hear in the news that, for example, 2017, I remember when America changed the location of the embassy. They moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And President Donald Trump, he said, we are moving the embassy to the eternal capital of Israel, Jerusalem. I explained to people why Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, not because President Trump said so, but because King David did so. And who is King David and what is Jerusalem and what's the history behind it? So that was the big fire. And there was a pushback. But the real desire to speak up more and more was after October 7. Immediately on October 7, when I stood against Hamas, when I supported Israel for its fight to self-defense, I started to tour the world, live the experience of moving from one country to another, defending the Abraham Accords, telling people the story of the Abraham Accords, why the Abraham Accords are important, why Jews are indigenous to this region, why Israel is natural in the Middle East, because Israel is not 78 years old. Israel is 3,000 years old. If you don't believe me, or if someone doesn't believe history or Bible, you cannot reject archaeology. History tells the story of Israel and the Jewish people thousands of years ago.
When you say that, you are accused of like betraying something?
Yeah, some people think that I'm betraying. I'm not betraying, of course. As I told you, first of all, many people think that I denounced Islam, which is absolutely a joke. I'm still a Muslim. I denounced hate and violence in Islam, but not Islam as the faith. So Islam as a faith has so many things, not just hate. Has prayers, fasting the month of Ramadan, giving alms tithe, which we call as zakah, going to the house of God in Mecca, doing Hajj. I did Hajj, by the way, twice. With all due respect to everyone in Europe and in America, no one understands radical Islam more than me. No one, because I was a radical. So no one should tell me what Hamas thinks or what Hamas doesn't think. I say to them, shut up. You don't know them. I know them far better than you. Especially when I go to the Netherlands or when I go to London and I see white Europeans who think they are Middle East experts. They are useful idiots who don't know anything about the Middle East. With all due respect, I know them far better than anyone. Hamas wants to torpedo peace between Arabs and Israelis, Muslims and Jews in the Middle East.
Is it a war of religion? No,
I think Hamas wants it to be a religious war. Hamas wants it to be a religious war because Hamas, they hate Jews. They don't accept Jews. And if they tell you it's not about Jews, it's about Zionism, they are lying because in their charter in Arabic, they are saying that they are attributing a false narrative to the Prophet Muhammad. I don't believe Prophet Muhammad said that there will be a final battle where Jews and Muslims will fight and Jews will hide behind the tree and the rocks and the tree will say, Muslim, come, there's a Jew behind me. This is a very racist narrative that Prophet Muhammad could never say. And I always say, they say that this would happen when Jesus comes back, as we Muslims believe that Jesus will come back. So what if the rocket and the tree says, there's a Jew behind me, and that Jew turns out to be Jesus because Jesus was Jewish? Not many people make the connection. So Jesus was a proud Jew, by the way. Yeah.
Hamas is not only disrupting and wanted to destroy Israel, you say it's disrupting all the Middle East?
Yes. Hamas model is to bring anarchy and chaos to the Middle East. They don't have a prosperous project. They don't have a project that you can, feasible project that you can take and you say, if we apply it, we will become an advancement, a nation of advancements, or we will have more AI or more space discovery programs. Hamas doesn't believe in that. But look at Israel. Israel believes in that. Israel is a country of a size of New Jersey that gave the world and humanity great achievements. Israel gave the world cherry tomatoes, USB, Waze, Felicam, ICQ, agricultural technologies. And again, it's a country of a size of New Jersey. It's a very tiny country, but Israel believes in humanity, believes in human achievements, believes in prosperity, believes in thriving the region, believes in giving back, fixing the world. Tikon Ulam. Israel believes. Hamas doesn't believe in that. Radical Islam doesn't believe in that. Not spiritual Islam. I always say there's a difference between radical Muslim and spiritual Muslim. You want to know the difference? Go to France or Paris or London. I'm a Muslim. If I want to pray, I can pray in my room, in the mosque, quietly. But radical Muslims, you know what they do in Paris or London? They shut the roads down and they make a demonstration to pray. It's not prayer. It's a show of power. It's a signal that we are coming to take over your country. This is radical Islam. I used to harbor so much hate in my heart towards Israel and the Jewish people. This changed only 15 years ago. 15 years ago. And I changed when I was 27. So if it was possible for someone to change at the age of 27, the orphans can have better opportunities to change in that young age, but they need to be taken care of. We need to take care of the orphans of Gaza. We cannot just let them be in the hands of future Hamas. They can be the future Hamas, or they can defeat and bury Hamas if we as Arabs take good care of them, give them a bright future, and believe in the right education not to hate Jews, not to hate Israelis. I believe things will change.
The Abraham Accords, when it occurred, you know at that moment that it will maybe change the Middle East?
Yes, but this is what Sinwar wanted to... Listen, October 7 did not happen because oppression, oh my God, there was no occupation in Gaza. And they were not oppressed. I know people in Gaza who said before October 7, we lived a very good life. Not the perfect life. Yes, not the perfect life, but it was fairly decent. We were missing an airport. We were missing flying. But we were living a very good life. But we needed to have more demands. Yes, I understand. But not oppressed. They were not oppressed. And now look at Gaza. Gaza is destroyed. Who to blame? Israel? Absolutely not. Hamas. Only Hamas.
After nearly 2 years of war, do you still believe that peace is possible?
Yes, but I did not answer your previous question. Abraham Accords will succeed, but Sinwar wanted to torpedo the Abraham Accords. This is why he did October 7. Hamas did October 7 to stop the normalization between Saudi Arabia and Israel. And Saudi Arabia, the crown prince, and I know everyone around him, I can say this publicly, they are amazing people. They care about the Palestinians. They care about giving the Palestinians a better future. And Saudi Arabia was going to give the Palestinians a bright opportunity. But of course, Sinwar and Hamas terrorists, they exploited, they destroyed this opportunity. So do I believe? Yes, even it's so challenging, I believe that it will eventually succeed again, inshallah. But this war has to stop the right way, by releasing the hostages and Hamas laying down its arms.
You go on the streets as an Arab wanting peace with Israel. Why do you do that, and what reactions do you have?
I told you why I do that, because I believe it's a very sacred mission for someone who changed from being someone who hated Israel and Jews to someone who really realized the truth about Israel, the truth about the Jewish people, and the lies, so many lies about Israel. And I can give you 300 lies now in 5 minutes. Lies that Jews did not exist there, that there was no Jewish temple, that, by the way, we say there is no Jewish temple. Al Jazeera, especially, they teach us there is no Jewish temple. And you know what is the Arabic word for Jerusalem in Arabic? It's Beit al-Maqdis. You know, it comes from Hebrew Beit HaMikdash, which is the Jewish temple. You see this kind of ignorance? It's frustrating. So I am perceived by many Arabs as a traitor, unfortunately, but I'm not a traitor, of course, because I tell you, I do not stand against the Palestinian. I love the Palestinians and I believe in the right of the Palestinians to live in dignity. But I want to tell you one thing. So many Arabs stand by Loay and support his vision. And I influenced many of my direct cousins in Saudi Arabia and in Egypt to think positively about Israel. Not so many, not 300, 10, 15. This is a good number, but they can grow. So, but I don't really care how I'm perceived. I care about how I genuinely tamshikh, how I genuinely continue to do what I do. And I believe it's a noble message. It's God knows that it's sincere, and that's what I care about only. Thank God.
People are afraid to speak up like you do.
No, never afraid. Never.
You not, but like people, Muslim, who maybe agree with
Many
you.
are afraid. I'm not afraid because I defeated radicalism. I saw radical Islamic ideology face to face and I defeated it. You become invincible afterwards. How many Islamist preachers, they come and we will threaten you. I tell them, Wallah, you can just simply go to hell, because I'm going to continue speaking up for what I believe in. And I spoke in the Netherlands and I saw many people come to me and they say, free Palestine, free Palestine. And the video is there on social media. I told them, yes, let's free Palestine from Hamas. Don't tell me. You cannot fool me and tell me what you want. You can fool white American or French Gen Zs who don't know anything about your Middle East. But my Middle East, I know it very well. And no one will be able to threaten me.
How and why did you learn Hebrew?
I love Hebrew, of course, because it's a Semitic language. It's the language of God. It's the language of the Torah. And I started when I came, I had prior knowledge of Hebrew before I came to France, but I really improved my Hebrew, and I learned a lot when I came to Paris after living with a Jewish family.
You still have hope?
I have hope. We have to have hope, because Hamas wants you to think that there is no hope. Hamas, they want to convince you, but they cannot convince me because I defeated them. So I know there is hope. Even though it's challenging, there is hope.
In who do you believe? In the international community? In people like you in some country who advocate on social media? Who can still change the world?
Honestly, peace activists in the Arab world, like myself and many others as well, they are the hope. And the President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump, is also a great hope in making the Abraham Accords expand and grow and succeed, inshallah.
Thank you very much for this interview, Loay Alshareef.
Thank you so much. A real pleasure.